ولو من ذكرياتي ننسى وشوية الهم من الماضي نتعلم دنيا هكا بغات عيشها وما تندم خلوني نعيش حياتي ناخد أنا راحتي لي فات مات ولو من ذكرياتي ننسى وشوية الهم من الماضي نتعلم.
Friends, welcome to our channel. I am Naim here. If you are searching for a job in Gulf countries like Saudi, Dubai, Qatar, Kuwait, Bahrain, or Oman, this video contains highly useful information for you. Please watch this video till the end without skipping, as all the information provided here is related to one another. From the stage of searching for Gulf job, after you join your duties in Gulf, I have provided all the relevant important information here for you to know and follow. If you have any doubt regarding Gulf jobs, please put your queries in comment section. I will try to reply. Please subscribe my channel and share this useful video with your friends and family members who are interested in searching for Gulf jobs. Now let us move into the video. Thanks. Friends, you should definitely know this basic information about these Gulf countries, where job opportunities often arise, which you would have seen in newspapers, internet, etc. The capital of UAE, United Arab Emirates, is Dubai. UAE comprises of 6 emirates like Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, etc. Capital of Saudi Arabia is Riyadh. Capital of Kuwait is Kuwait City. Capital of Bahrain is Manama. Capital of Qatar is Doha. Capital of Oman is Muscat. Currently, there are around 75 lakh Indians residing in these Gulf countries. This figure includes workers and their family members also. I have provided here the minimum number of Indians living here. Why I have provided this information is that if job vacancies arise in Saudi, not necessary it would be in capital city only. Vacancies might be anywhere in Saudi. In some of the newspapers or Gulf job vacancies advertisements, you might have seen the location of the job, but in most of the ads, only the name of the country would have been given. This you please keep in mind. This chart shows the minimum Indians population strength in lakhs in Gulf countries. There are around 34 lakh Indians in Dubai, 15 lakhs in Saudi Arabia, around 9.89 lakh Indians in Dubai, that is approximately 10 lakhs. Qatar has around 6.9 lakh Indians, that is around 7 lakhs. Oman has 4.48, that is around 4.5 lakh Indians. Bahrain has around 4 lakh Indians. This is another most important information which every Gulf job seeker should definitely know. I have given here the chart showing the currency value of Gulf countries equal to our Indian rupees. Like our Indian currency is called rupees, currency of Dubai is dirham. 1 dirham is equal to 21 rupees. Currencies of Saudi, Qatar and Oman are called riyals. 1 Saudi and 1 Qatar riyal is equal to 20 rupees in Indian currency approximately. 1 Oman riyal equals to around rupees 194. 1 dinar of Bahrain and Kuwait are around 198 and 249 rupees respectively. The currency value shown above changes every day, but with no major difference. This currency value you should keep in mind when you are negotiating your salary, and also take into consideration whether accommodation, food and transport are provided by the company or not. Workers in Gulf try to transfer their earnings to their bank accounts in India when currency value is more. Though you should take into consideration the currency value, it is ideal to transfer the earnings then and there and save to avoid spending or wasting your hard-earned money. Next important information you should know is types of workers companies need. There are 4 types of workers which also you should know. They are unskilled, semi-skilled, skilled workers and professionals. Category wise, I explain you separately. Under unskilled category of workers comes laborers, cleaners, helpers, sweepers, watchmen, office boy, washing workers, building workers, construction workers, bellman, room attendant, airport loader, agricultural labor and farmers. Semi-skilled are mason, plaster worker, block maker, carpenters, mechanical helper, electrical helper, steel fixture, tile fixture, plumber, pipe fitter, welder, AC mechanic, electricians, tailors, assistant tailors, laundryman, washerman, barbers, shop assistant, messenger, technician, ceramic worker, painter, gardeners, fitter, cabling, uh, cabling technician, receptionist, cashier, telephone operator, salesman, assistant cook, typist, bakers, assistant bakers, and skilled workers are cooks, security guards, beautician, light vehicle drivers, storekeepers, machine operator, computer operator, photographer, correspondent, medical assistant, front office executive, sales representative, clerk, secretary, heavy vehicle driver, business executive, administrative executive, translator, foreman, plant operators, construction supervisor, lab technician, construction equipment operators, scaffolding supervisor, draftsman, computer engineer, accountant, physiotherapist. Professionals are engineers, HR executives, managers, general managers, doctors, surgeons, dentists, nurses, chartered accountants, hospital professionals, aviation professionals, IT professionals, retail professionals, soil specialist, mineral specialist, professors, teachers in various fields. You should know you come under which category. You should know how recruitment takes places. So means what is the recruitment process or recruitment procedure, or what are the steps in recruitment. First process is a demand letter, which is issued by the company to their authorized agents in India to recruit workers on their behalf. The demand letter issued by the company contains information like type of workers they need, number of workers required, maximum salary they can offer, what other facilities like accommodation, food, transport, etc. they provide to workers. Next process is interview selection. About this I have discussed later in this video. If you are selected, you'll have to undergo a medical checkup in a clinic, hospital approved by the GCC, Gulf Cooperation Council for Gulf Jobs. This medical checkup is compulsory, and if you are medically fit, then visa will be processed for you by your authorized agent. The last process is orientation before departure. Before you depart for Gulf, your agent will explain to you everything like what you can carry and you should not. Who will receive you in the airport in Gulf. Will also explain other rules and regulations of the country where you are going for the job. How can you search Gulf jobs? What are the sources to search Gulf jobs? I have explained here. The first best source is through friends and relatives who have been living in Gulf countries for more than 4 to 5 years. If you are interested in Gulf jobs, tell them to let you know is there any vacancy for you. Friends and relatives are the first best sources. Second sources are newspaper ads published by authorized agents and also through internet. In Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Bangalore, Kolkata, and in almost all states of India. Third sources are Google Play Store, Google App, and social networks like Facebook, LinkedIn. Make sure you do not become victim of any scam through these sources. Because last year in Telangana, around 45 Gulf job seekers were cheated by a person who projected himself as an agent for Gulf companies and had collected around 1 lakh rupees from each candidate and disappeared. You should therefore be very careful while searching for jobs through internet. Next most important question which arises in the minds of Gulf job seekers is whether to go for free recruitment option or to get the Gulf job by paying money. Please keep in mind, no company in Gulf instructs their agents in India to collect any money from the job seekers. Companies pay commission to their authorized agents per candidate after selection. My personal suggestion is please go for free recruitment option and don't pay any money and don't get cheated by any dishonest agents. If you come across any newspaper ads or ads from the internet with free recruitment for Gulf countries, you can go ahead and try. This is about accommodation, where you will stay, food and transport. Most of the companies provide free accommodation and free food, and most of the companies' projects will be near the accommodation and no transport is required. If the project is far away from your accommodation, at the time of interview, ask the interviewers whether transport will be provided by the company or not. Very few companies do not provide accommodation. Please keep in mind, accommodation in Gulf countries are very costly and you will have to find out room partners to share. At the time of interview, after you are selected, don't forget to ask about these three facilities, that is accommodation, food and transport. Based on this only, you will have the saving potential from your salary. Now I am giving you some interview tips for Gulf jobs. Before going for interview, you should take photocopies of all your documents or have scanned copies in your mails as a backup. Don't forget to take photocopies of all pages of your passport, even if some pages are blank or empty. Whether you will get the job or not, attempt the interview confidently. You will get experience and you will be more confident. And attempt the interviews in future. Don't carry any fake certificates, documents to the interview to get the job at any cost. All your certificates, educational or working experience and other documents should be genuine. Whether you apply for technical or non-technical jobs, you will be asked questions related to your field experience and on the basis of job description advertised for. If you are selected for the job, negotiate your salary, keeping in view whether accommodation, food and transport are provided by the company or not. After selection, you might be asked to deposit your passport to the agent to process your application for visa. Get proper receipt for your passport. Keep all the above tips in mind before while attending the interviews. As I told earlier, medical checkup is compulsory for Gulf jobs to make sure that you don't have any major disease. After you get your medical checkup done from the authorized clinic or hospital, take the photocopy of your medical certificate for future reference. If you are medically fit, you will have to submit the medical certificate to the agent to process your visa application. After getting the job, you will be provided with all information by the agent. However, you please keep in mind the following. As Gulf laws are very strict, don't carry any drugs or drug tablets. You and your luggage will be thoroughly checked in the airport both in India and also in Gulf countries. When I was working in Muscat, a worker collected a parcel from some other workers' family members in India without opening and checking it. This parcel of medicines contained some drugs also. When he arrived in Muscat, he was caught and arrested immediately. So when you are packing your luggages, make sure that you don't carry any illegal items, medicines, etc. If anybody gives any parcel to be handed over to their colleagues, family members working abroad, thoroughly check the parcel by opening it and demand proper doctor's prescription and bills for the medicines, if any, you are carrying. Have some Indian currency in hand and or have adequate balance in your debit, credit, visa cards in case of any emergency after reaching Gulf. The main purpose of your going to Gulf is to save money. Make sure you have adequate money every month after getting your salary. Transfer the funds on time to your bank accounts in India for your family. Have some reserve fund of Gulf currency for any emergency expenses, which can be of medical or any other reasons. Don't waste too much money on purchases as you'll be tempted to buy everything when you visit malls, etc. in Gulf countries. This information I am giving you not to scare but as an awareness why some workers commit suicides in Gulf countries. Every year, around 300 to 330 workers, even managerial level employees, commit suicides in Gulf. Three main basic reasons are: number one, financial mismanagement, not saving the money properly even after working for more than 2 years in Gulf, getting addicted to alcohol, smoking, wasting money on unwanted items, etc. This might lead to commit suicide. Number two, family issues back home. Workers come home in India on annual leave for 15 days to 1 month. They come across some new problems at home in India due to their absence. Frustrated over the family issues, they go back to Gulf and commit suicide after some days. Number three, job conditions. Abnormal work pressure, non availability of basic facilities, bad work atmosphere, or some other reasons for the workers to commit suicide. Some agents in India give false promises of good salary, overtime wages, etc. to the Gulf job seekers in India. After reaching Gulf only, they come to know they are not provided with salary and overtime wages on time. Depressed with these reasons, they commit suicide. So, friends, please keep in mind committing suicide is not a solution. There are hundreds of ways to survive even in India. After reaching Gulf, if you are not mentally strong enough to continue or not happy, try to come back to India and don't commit suicide as your family members will be most affected by losing you. Okay friends, hope I have covered everything in this video. If you have any query or doubt, please put in comment section. I will try to reply to you. Also, please subscribe and share this channel with your friends and family members. Thanks for watching. All the best.